From stealing millions in crypto scams to kidnapping women at gunpoint, these streamers didn't just lose their followers, they almost destroyed their entire careers. And these are crimes as streamers: financial fraud. In some parts of the internet, streamers share massive platforms with loyal fans, often competing for views and engagement. But to get the upper hand, some streamers have been observed scamming innocent viewers not to entertain them, but to extract money from their wallets. Take Ice Poseidon for example, who built his career on IRL streaming and controversial pranks. With over 700,000 subscribers and millions of views, he became a household name in the streaming world. But while his fans were busy laughing at his antics, Ice was planning his biggest prank yet. Except this time, the joke would be on his loyal followers. In 2022, he created CX Coin, a cryptocurrency he promoted as a long-term project where funds were supposedly locked to prevent anyone from taking the money and running. Except that's exactly what he did. Just weeks after launch, Ice Poseidon abandoned the project and withdrew approximately $500,000 from the liquidity pool, causing the token's value to collapse completely. When confronted by CoffeeZilla on a call, Ice admitted to draining the money, but showed no remorse for his decision to scam his fans, despite all but admitting to carrying out the scam.
I'm saying you took out $300,000. Why not put that money back in so people can sell?
If you want the answer, yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power. But I'm going to look out for myself and not do that.
If that wasn't bad enough, he then tried shifting the blame to his victims, saying,
part of the responsibility is on them as well for being, putting too much emotion into it.
And people all over the internet were outraged. We need to get him arrested. Ice Poseidon needed to be locked up years ago. He will never stop scamming. Pathetic. Shortly after draining the funds, Ice Poseidon bought himself a brand new Tesla, while his fans were left with worthless digital tokens. From internet prankster to full-blown fraudster, Ice Poseidon's legacy is now that of a man who sold out his entire fanbase for a Tesla. While Ice just shrugged it off and left his fans with a worthless token, iShowSpeed took the opposite approach. He's one of the fastest growing streamers with over 30 million subscribers and found himself in hot water over a similar situation. In November 2022, Speed hosted a live stream sponsored by Paradox Metaverse, a blockchain gaming project with its own cryptocurrency. During the stream, he promoted the project with claims that Paradox Coin would become the biggest crypto coin in the world while giving away PlayStation 5s to viewers. But viewers quickly flooded the chat with accusations that the project was a scam, pointing out classic signs of a pump and dump.
You sold out. They're using you, Speed. This is just sad.
That is crazy, bro. Like, them comments like that, bro, is making me like, that's crazy, bro. The fact y'all ever make, like, the fact y'all y'all just sticking me like that is just crazy. I hate that, bro. Y'all so weird, bro.
It got so bad that Speed had to mute himself to figure out how to get out of the situation. But the problem is, he forgot to fully mute the mic.
The only problem is, he forgot to fully mute the mic.
So what do I do now? Bro, they're spending hell stealing. Yeah, I'm here.
The controversy escalated when CoffeeZilla confronted the Paradox Metaverse team live and later released a video labeling the project as a Ponzi scheme.
Advertising 10x to 100x, is that a get-rich-quick scheme? Yes or no?
No. Why? Because it is. Because it can happen.
Okay.
It happens every single day of the week in the crypto space. Please get knowledgeable about what happens in the crypto space.
So much of the crypto space is a scam!
Speed responded by removing the livestream and issuing a public apology, claiming he had no intention to scam his viewers and admitted he did not fully understand the project he was promoting. But these crypto scams are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to streamers stealing money. Tax evasion and piracy. Via, also known as the queen of live streaming in China, built an e-commerce empire through her streams.
10块99
During single sessions, she could sell products worth over $30 million. That's not just impressive, that's absolutely insane. But behind the glamorous facade was China's biggest tax evasion scheme ever uncovered in the streaming world. In 2021, authorities found that Via had evaded more than 640 million yuan, approximately $100 million, all in taxes by concealing income and submitting false declarations. Her method was very sophisticated, using a network of shell companies to disguise her personal personal earnings as business income, thereby benefiting from lower tax rates. This complex web of fake businesses had no real operations and existed only to hide her massive income from tax authorities. The penalty was equally massive, a record 1.34 billion won fine, about $210 million, which included unpaid taxes, late fees, and penalties. Following the announcement, her accounts on major platforms were all taken offline, effectively ending her online presence overnight. Unlike Via, who at least made her money legitimately before hiding it, Omi and a Hellcat's entire business was criminal from day one. Omi and a Hellcat, a YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, became famous for its collection of luxury vehicles, including McLarens and Lamborghinis. However, the problem here was that Omi never once explained where or how he earned his money. Every luxury car you see was paid for by his massive piracy operation. Basically, the operation involved purchasing encoders from China to strip copyright protections from legitimate cable subscriptions, then rebroadcasting the content illegally online, basically stealing and selling copyrighted content. The service attracted over 100,000 subscribers, generating more than $34 million in revenue. To make matters even worse, he filed fake tax returns on his illegal earnings despite showing off his wealth on YouTube. And this is exactly what got him on FBI's radar. So on November 27, 2019, they raided Omi's New Jersey home and seized his assets. In March 2023, Omi was sentenced to 5.5 years in prison and ordered to forfeit over $30 million in assets, as well as paying $15 million in restitution to the cable companies he stole from, and also the IRS. From Hellcats to jail cells, Omi's journey is the perfect example of how posting your crimes on YouTube is basically sending the FBI a personalized invitation to your front door. Harassment, and stalking. While finance bros like Omi were busy stealing money, others like Johnny Somali were causing chaos across multiple countries just for views. You probably already know who Johnny Somali is now, but he's basically made a career out of being the worst person possible in countries that weren't his own. And after months of pushing boundaries, his disrespectful behaviors finally caught up with him. In September 2023, Johnny was arrested in Osaka, Japan, after live streaming himself trespassing on a hotel construction site, harassing workers, and repeatedly shouting Fukushima as a taunt to mock the nuclear disaster.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we destroy it because you just don't know how to behave.
He was detained outside a 7-Eleven and was seen smiling and waving to reporters as the police escorted him away, as if getting arrested in a foreign country was some kind of achievement. But his arrest in Japan did not mean anything. After leaving Japan, Johnny continued his disruptive antics in South Korea. He live-streamed acts of vandalism, public harassment, and repeatedly disrespected memorials dedicated to comfort women, which is a highly sensitive issue in Korea. The Koreans were so mad at him they even jumped him live.
What's up?
One guy even suggested that South Korea should sentence him to North Korea and never let him come back to America. In March 2025, Johnny pleaded guilty in Seoul court to multiple charges, including obstruction of business and violations of the Minor Offenses Act. His courtroom behavior was equally disrespectful, arriving late and refusing to remove a political hat in court. He now faces up to 10 years in prison in South Korea, with more charges likely to be added. South Korean law mandates deportation for foreigners convicted of serious crimes, so expulsion after serving a sentence is virtually guaranteed. When your Wikipedia page has more criminal charges than career achievements, you know you've really messed up. But Johnny Somali isn't the only streamer whose toxic behavior escalated to criminal acts. Let's look at Hampton Brandon, an IRL streamer with an extensive criminal record. He built his brand around chaotic and disruptive live streams. However, unlike most streamers who try to avoid trouble, Brandon seemed to actively seek it out.
Something about it, bro, because I'm gonna knock you out right here, bro. Yo, I dare you to do something about it, bro. Touch my shit again and I'm gonna knock you out, you fucking jerk.
His criminal record includes public drinking, assault, destruction of property, and accumulating multiple outstanding warrants.
You have to pay for it first.
I'm running away. Call the police.
What? What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What?
In June 2018, he got arrested in Austin, Texas for public drinking and assault by threat. Just a month later, he was detained by a bounty hunter for reportedly having 6 outstanding warrants. And in October 2018, Brandon fought another streamer, EBZ, and it turned violent. Brandon sprayed mace on EBZ's car and later allegedly confronted him with a knife, threatening him. Authorities arrested him a few hours after this confrontation. What makes Hampton Brandon's case disturbing is how he monetized his criminal behavior. He live-streamed every arrest, every confrontation, every act of vandalism to an audience that donated money to encourage more extreme behavior for their own entertainment. And speaking of inappropriate behavior that crossed into criminal territory, Ice Poseidon, our cryptocurrency scammer from earlier, also has his own history. In June 2023, Ice Poseidon got arrested in Bangkok, Thailand during a live stream on Kick. The incident occurred when he performed an explicit lap dance for his girlfriend at a hotel restaurant, which was an act deemed highly disrespectful under Thai cultural norms and laws. The hotel's general manager confronted Ice Poseidon and his group, leading to their arrest by local authorities.
And I would like all of you to go to the police station now.
It was so serious that even Johnny Somali had to show up as a lawyer.
I'm here as a lawyer, listen.
Ice was later charged with distribution of obscene content, a serious offense under Thailand's Computer Crime Act that carries up to 5 years in prison. Following his arrest, Ice Poseidon spent time in Thai jail before posting a bail of $12,000. He described the conditions in the jail as extremely harsh, but apparently did not learn his lesson. Because just months later, on September 21, 2023, during a stream in Queensland, Australia, Ice Poseidon and his friend Sam Pepper invited an escort to enter his hotel room with the intent of filming her interaction with another streamer as a part of a quote prank. They agreed on an extra fee to record the interaction.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I charge an extra $100 for filming now.
But the woman quickly realized that the situation wasn't what she agreed to. And after receiving a text message from a friend saying that there are people in the room watching her, she left the hotel room while calling the whole situation creepy, and then called the police right after. Because of this, Ice and Sam tried to walk out of the hotel, but they didn't get far as police officers already waited for them outside, who placed them under arrest for sexual assault. Although they were later released without charges, the incident showed a pattern of using streaming as a shield for inappropriate and potentially criminal behavior. But as these cases show, the law eventually catches up, regardless of how many viewers are watching. While Johnny and Somali and Ice Poseidon's crimes targeted random strangers, the next crimes on our list targeted the most vulnerable viewers, children who follow their favorite streamers. Exploitation and grooming. Jinbop, a Minecraft YouTuber with a substantial following of young viewers, built his career creating family-friendly gaming content. Parents trusted him with their kids' entertainment, which makes what happened next all the more disturbing. In August 2016, Jinbop abruptly went on a break, raising concerns among his followers. A month later, news broke that he got arrested for the production and distribution of child porn, as well as attempting to meet a minor for sexual activity. Court documents and FBI statements revealed that Jinbop, 23 at the time, had engaged in a months-long online relationship with a 14-year-old female fan. The victim was a fan who made Jinbop's YouTube channel art. Jinbop and the girl continued talking for months after first contact, becoming increasingly more inappropriate with her. This led to the girl's parents becoming suspicious after noticing changes in her behavior, such as buying lingerie and wearing a locket with Jinbop's picture. Because of this, they started to monitor her online activity and obtained audio recordings of Jinbop instructing her to undress and discussing sexual acts. Fortunately for the victim, before it got any worse, her parents realized something horrifying was going on and reported it to the FBI. Not knowing that the FBI was tracking every call, Jinbop planned to meet the minor to escalate the relationship. So when he tried to fly out to meet her, the authorities were already waiting for him at the Detroit Metro Airport. And according to the official affidavits, Jinbop knew the girl's age and still discussed explicit acts with her. The investigation had also revealed that Jinbop had contacted at least 2 other minors through his YouTube channel. He was charged with producing and receiving child pornography, enticing a minor, and traveling with the intent to engage in illicit sexual activity. These discoveries shocked the Minecraft and YouTube communities, leading to Jinbop's immediate cancellation. Jesus, I've watched this dude when I was younger. I never knew he was this sick. Similarly disturbing is the case of Cryotic, a once popular YouTube gamer known for his story-driven gaming content, who built his brand around his distinctive voice and never showing his face. Little did his fans know, the face wasn't the only thing he was hiding. In June 2020, multiple individuals came forward on social media alleging that Cryotic had engaged in grooming and inappropriate online relationships with minors. The first public accusation came from a Twitter user who described being groomed by Cryotic when she was 16 years old. As more victims shared their stories, reports suggested there were up to 17 to 20 alleged victims, with at least 4 or 5 confirmed to be minors at the time of their interactions with Cryotic. One Twitter user tweeted that I was 16 while he was 23, and another victim revealed Cry's old DMs. Such a bad girl, and I don't think I'd be able to control myself. As a result of these victims coming out to expose him, on June 20, 2020, Cryotic posted a video titled Cry Talks, We Stopped Being Genuine a Long Time Ago, in which he admitted to disturbing detail.
The fact that I cheated on my girlfriend with people who I didn't realize were even underage in the first place. So yes, I'm sorry.
His close friends and longtime collaborators publicly cut ties with him, making it clear that this wasn't just internet drama, these were serious allegations with real victims. I'm really disappointed and sad and shocked. I hope all the people who have been used or abused by my peers are taking care of themselves. Later, Cryotic's ex-girlfriend reported the allegations to the FBI, and although there was no public update on the outcome of the investigation, in September 2020, Twitch still stripped Cryotic of his partnership and banned him from the platform, kidnapping and assault. While some streamers commit crimes online, others take their criminal activities into the real world with terrifying consequences. Corey Pritchett Jr., a Houston-based YouTuber with over 15 million followers across all platforms and more than 1 million subscribers on his Corey SSG Live channel, built a career posting family-friendly content and challenges. His videos were the kind of thing you'd let your kids watch without thinking twice. But in November 2024, Corey's content took a terrifying turn off camera. After meeting 2 women and spending a day with them at bowling and an ATV outing, what started as a normal social interaction turned into a complete nightmare. Corey offered to drive the women home, but began behaving erratically, claiming that someone was quote after him. He drove at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour on the I-10, pulled out a gold-colored handgun, waved it through the sunroof, and fired several rounds out the window. The situation escalated when Corey video called another woman and asked if he should act if he had the perfect opportunity where no one could hear the victim scream, in which she reportedly replied by saying yes. This indicated his intent to commit violence without being interrupted or caught. He then threatened the women by saying, "I'm gonna y'all and then kill y'all," and took their phones to prevent them from calling the police. After driving for miles, Corey pulled over near Sealy, Texas, told the women to get out, and drove off, leaving them stranded in the night. The woman then walked over an hour along the highway before flagging down another driver and calling 911. As authorities closed in, Corey posted on social media about leaving the country to start a new life in Dubai. The FBI confirmed he purchased a one-way ticket and fled to Qatar on December 9, 2024. This guy really thought he could just hop on a plane and leave his crimes behind.
Bye. I'm running.
He was eventually apprehended and currently in custody with a $100,000 bond. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like these ones as well. And don't forget to subscribe.